On the live broadcast of an entertainment show, the host grabbed my phone, casually making a call. In the contacts, there was a number labeled white. I wanted to stop it, but the call had already connected. The cold voice of the screen queen echoed through the studio. "What's up, missing me already?" The scene revealed a man. The viewership in the broadcast room suddenly surged to 1 million, but I broke out in a cold sweat. Clearly, we were only a July couple. I immediately felt my scalp tingle. I and Memory Peace were a July couple, just a shield to avoid each other's marriage pressures. We agreed never to mention this in public. I hurriedly reminded her Miss Peace. In filming an entertainment show, Memory Peace paused for a moment. Her voice returned to its cold tone. "I was just at the set practicing lines, reading the script. Is something wrong?" I mumbled a few vague words and quickly hung up, facing the host's curious gaze. I tried to stay calm, smiling and saying I'm a fan. Since childhood, I grew up watching Miss Peace's films. My dream is to marry a wife as beautiful and outstanding as her. The host let out a suggestive "oh," going along with me to cover it up. My dream is also to marry the Queen Memory Peace, to reach the pinnacle of life. I changed the contact label when I got back. The smile on my face vanished. My fist clenched tight. Online comments suddenly exploded. Last year watching the show, I felt something ambiguous between these two. Is my favorite couple about to become real? The independent and beautiful Queen Memory Peace. Her fans hearing the news immediately flooded in. Within minutes, the broadcast room was overwhelmed with attacks. I was used to this from last year during a celebrity dating show. Memory Peace was the center of attention. I was just pulled into film numbers. But only we two held hands successfully. Though the audience thought it was scripted, no one believed it was real. But Memory Peace's fans were staunchly opposed. I debuted 2 years ago, barely had any roles to play. In the industry, hardly anyone knew me. The screen queen was truly a toad dreaming of swan meat. But what did it matter? After all, I had already held her. The beauty was mine. After work, I put on a mask and cap, went straight to the film set to visit her. By the time I reached the hotel, it was midnight. Memory Peace was curled up on the sofa, still holding tomorrow's script. Exhausted, she had fallen asleep in the small suite's living room. Only a floor lamp was on, an orange glow, softly illuminating her face, warm and gentle. I took off my coat, instinctively stepping lightly. As I approached the mirror, Memory Peace woke up. She rubbed her eyes, her voice slightly dreamy. "You're back, why didn't you go to bed?" My heart warmed. I sat beside her. Memory Peace rolled over, resting her feet on my lap. "I fell once during filming today. Help me apply some ointment." Memory Peace was known for her dedication. Her films often had intense fight scenes. Injuries were commonplace. Her bathrobe parted. On her fair legs, a clear bruise stood out. I couldn't help but sigh inwardly. I wanted to urge her not to work so hard. I could easily support her, but acting was her career and dream. I had seen her effort, so I had no right to ask her to give it up. Tidying up, I took the medicinal wine, warming it in my palms, helping her apply it to the bruise. "About today, I'm sorry." I explained the call during the broadcast in detail. "Did it cause you any trouble?" Memory Peace said indifferently. "There are plenty of rumors about me. This one doesn't add much." I breathed a sigh of relief. She looked at me, adding, "But those insulting you went too far. It's annoying to see. I can make our marriage certificate public to prove it for you." I quickly stopped her. These years, Memory Peace was at the peak of her career. Her success was skyrocketing. Publicizing the marriage would do her no good. But Memory Peace misunderstood me. "You don't want to go public." I lowered my head, carefully applying the ointment, not noticing her expression grow cold. I nodded honestly. I was overthinking it. Memory Peace pulled her feet back. Her face cold, she walked into the bedroom, tossing my pillow and blanket out. "You sleep in the living room tonight." I was stunned. Don't make me dream of being a gallant hero, treading on clouds like a warrior. I was confused, not knowing what I did wrong. A new acquaintance in the industry saw the hot search, called to check in. "Life surplus, did you really win over the queen?" I frowned. "Watch your words." Alright, you married the queen. Don't want your private life dug up by outsiders. I lied saying it wasn't true. I knew it. How could the queen take a liking to you? Not sure what he was thinking. He laughed slyly twice. Should only go for the rich. My family has mines. Maybe I still have a chance. What nonsense are you talking about? You don't know. When Memory Peace debuted, she was a scandalous star. A night with her had a clear price. Before he could finish, my face darkened and I hung up. What kind of person Memory Peace was? No one knew better than me. Since I was 15, I knew her. Back then, Memory Peace was 18. After becoming famous, she became the brand ambassador for my family's company. At a branch opening, she was invited to promote. I was on summer break. My dad couldn't stand me gaming all day, forced me to help out. I was utterly reluctant. In my rebellious phase, I acted recklessly, deliberately skating through the crowd on rollerblades. The slick tiles wouldn't stop. The crowd parted in shock. I saw myself about to crash into the steps, falling hard. A pair of slender, fair hands caught me. On the promotional stage, Memory Peace was closest. She staggered from my momentum, but didn't let go. Are you okay? The distance was too close. Her long hair brushed past, strands grazing my arm, carrying a faint floral scent. My face flushed red. Looking up, I met her sparkling, watery eyes. Memory Peace's skin was white as snow, making her dark eyes stand out even more. Her gaze was full of concern, no trace of aloofness or blame. In that moment, my face burned, heart racing. My heart stirred. After years as a carefree young master, I suddenly wanted to turn over a new leaf. My dad sure knew how to get me. He promised if my grades improved by 50 points each time he'd invest in a film for Memory Peace. The entertainment industry was cutthroat. Memory Peace had no backing, no support. I hoped she could live easier. So I studied hard. 3 years of high school from bottom to top. My dad was pleased and kept his word. Those years, Memory Peace got many film contracts. Her value soared. Her career sailed smoothly. But behind her, all sorts of rumors arose, saying she relied on a rich godfather for resources, surely trading favors for them. I was furious. Went online to defend her, arguing with haters, only to have my phone and computer confiscated by family. Got free time, learned more vocabulary. After graduation, you're going abroad. My life was neatly planned. Only Memory Peace was an unexpected surprise. My parents were prejudiced against the entertainment world, forbidding me from getting close to artists. I secretly got Memory Peace's contact. When she attended my family's company events, I could occasionally meet her. Before the college entrance exam, signing a new endorsement deal, I asked her out during a break. Memory Peace dodged her assistant and manager, sneaking in alone, like a covert agent pushing open the glass door. Here for another autograph. Just turned 18, Memory Peace laughed, her dimples showing, her red lips like a cherry that could smile. 3 years passed. She was even more dazzling, like Snow White from a fairy tale. I didn't dare look into her eyes, awkwardly glancing away. Only 3 years older, Memory Peace nimbly uncapped a pen, signing her name on the postcard I brought. 3 years older, mind you. You should call me Big Sister. The autograph was just an excuse. I only wanted to be alone with her once. Going along with her, I agreed. I softly called, Big Sister, can you write a few more words? Memory Peace thought for a moment. Picking up the pen, she added a line to her signature. Life surplus. Study hard, improve every day. A trace of weariness flickered in her brow. You must cherish your chance to study. I didn't understand the regret in her eyes. Tucking the postcard into my book, I'd pull it out during breaks to stay sharp for problems. The back of the postcard had Memory Peace's portrait printed, her thick hair braided into two plaits. Pure and sweet. The photo was spotted by a classmate. He snatched the postcard, teasing loudly. Oh wow, Master Life chases idols too. I was annoyed, reaching to take it back. He held it high, face full of curiosity. Don't let Memory Peace's pure look fool you. She's wined and dined the rich behind the scenes. Memory Peace starred in many hit films these years. Famous classmates gathered to gossip. This must be true. My dad went to a banquet with executives, saw it with his own eyes. The entertainment world has no clean souls. I grabbed his collar, angrily shouting, "Stop spouting nonsense." Got proof. Slandering people like that. Don't blame me for not being polite. Other classmates, some fans of Memory Peace, half believing, half doubting. Such filthy words can't be thrown around lightly. He lost face in front of everyone. His expression hid embarrassment, retorting loudly. My dad showed me photos. They're on my phone. He rummaged through his bag for his phone, sneering at me, life surplus. That banquet, your dad was there too. Go home and ask him. Your idol. Did she toast your dad or not? Rage erupted uncontrollably. I punched him, sending him crashing down. His body knocked over the desk. Books and chairs scattered, making a loud crash. I grabbed back the postcard with Memory Peace's signature, smashed his phone. Then I was disciplined. The school, respecting my dad's funding for a lab building, didn't record it in my file. At home, my dad was livid. Whipping his belt, he scolded me. Chasing idols has limits. If you keep acting crazy, it'll have her blacklisted. I stubbornly refused to admit fault. Peace would never do that. Why not? If I hadn't made an excuse to send her for cigarettes, got her out early, if she stayed to entertain, who knows what others would have done to her? I was stunned. Why would she? For money, of course, my dad paced irritably. That Peace girl isn't anything good. I clenched my fist, silent. Memory Peace's smiles and gestures flashed before me. Pure innocent. Her bright eyes full of sincerity. I didn't believe it. I wouldn't unless I saw it. Late at night, tossing sleeplessly. For the first time, I dialed the number I knew by heart. Waiting long, almost hanging up when she answered. A hoarse female voice. Noisy chatter in the background. I sat up straight. Where are you? Memory Peace didn't answer. Coldly asking, what do you want? A terrifying guess arose in my heart. But I didn't dare ask. Hesitating long, I carefully said, big sister, no one's home. I'm bored alone. Can you find a quiet place to talk? Memory Peace hesitated. Before she could reply, I heard a drunken, middle-aged man's voice, calling her. Miss Peace, so you're here. The phone rustled, and sounds of a body being pulled. Mr. King, you're drunk. It'll get you some sobering medicine. The man seemed to grab her. Miss Peace is the best medicine. Come with me. Your dad's debts, you'll pay them. Memory Peace's voice betrayed panic. Let go first. You'll transfer the payment right away. He doesn't lack money. The struggle grew louder. A stifled cry for help came through. Let go, I shouted anxiously. Tell me the address. She gave a hotel location. The phone was cut off by the man's curses. I immediately called the police, grabbed a jacket, stole my dad's license and car keys, raced to the scene. The police handled it faster. The man was arrested for attempted assault. Memory Peace was giving a statement in the interrogation room. I waited outside until she came out, draping my jacket over her torn dress, urgently grabbing her shoulders, carefully checking, are you okay? Memory Peace flinched, trembling, avoiding my touch, shaking her head. Thank you, her hair a mess, her expression exhausted. She walked past me. I called after her. The doubts in my heart finally couldn't hold back. Why do you entertain men like that? Memory Peace froze, standing by the road, coldly saying, it's none of your business. Isn't the endorsement money from my family enough? Investing in so many films. Isn't your pay enough? I stepped quickly in front of her, anger flaring without reason. Memory Peace, why do you lower yourself like this? My barrage of questions hurt her. She turned, eyes red, because I'm greedy. I'm just a bottomless pit. Master life. I'm grateful for your help, but don't judge my life from above. I'd never seen her so stern. Awkwardly, I said, big sister, are you in trouble? Memory Peace's lashes were wet. Her eyes always seemed teary, unclear if it was natural or from crying. Don't ask anymore. She took off my jacket, returning it. We're not from the same world. Stay away from me. Right before my eyes, Memory Peace took her phone, blocked my contact. Don't look for me anymore. My youthful crush ended abruptly. I hadn't even confessed. Memory Peace had vanished, not just from my world, but from the public eye. That night, the Harriser released from the station leaked her chaotic family background to the media. Her father was a notorious debtor, once a contractor. A fatal accident happened at his site. He didn't settle, it just took the money and fled. Later, his business collapsed, debts piled up. He was blacklisted for credit. And Memory Peace, the debtor's daughter, earned big as a star, but didn't pay her father's debts. Truly unforgivable. The news broke. Memory Peace was boycotted across the internet, branded a star without morals. She was forced to show years of debt repayment receipts, proving her innocence. Her earnings since debut went to filling her father's holes, compensating huge sums to victims' families. Real-world debts were being paid off bit by bit. Solid evidence just calmed the public. When her father caused trouble again, he deliberately called the media, wearing tattered clothes, bringing his disabled wife, accusing his daughter of neglecting filial duties, saying Memory Peace didn't willingly pay debts. Each payment came with beatings for her parents. Immoral and unfilial, the negative narrative pushed Memory Peace back into the storm. But this time, she didn't deny or confront her family. Memory Peace's expression mirrored her disabled mother's lifeless. In the end, she gave her father a large allowance, then took her mother and left the country. No trace left. Meeting Memory Peace again was 2 years later. While I was studying abroad, I kept searching for her whereabouts. Sadly, found nothing. Only heard she was in the same country until a sci-fi film shot scenes at my school. Classmates excitedly dragged me to watch, saying the cast had an Asian face. My heart trembled for no reason. When my eyes met those familiar ones, I forgot to breathe. Through the dense crowd, Memory Peace, as if sensing something, turned to look. The moment she saw me, she faltered. I waved to her, but she turned away, her face cold, pretending not to know me. Disappointed, I lowered my hand, silently watching her figure. Memory Peace's face was as radiant as ever, her skin still snow white, holding her own among white peers. Foreign sci-fi films always had intense fight scenes. The frail girl in my memory had somehow honed great skills in fight scenes. She did them all herself, taking precise hits, falling to the ground per the script, then getting up to do it again, until every angle was perfect. At Wrap Dusk Fell, Memory Peace wasn't the lead. No assistant helped her. She packed up alone and left, her steps slow. Her ankle seemed injured. I chased after her, calling her name. She paused but kept walking. Years of longing turned into overwhelming grievance. Unwilling, I followed, gently tugging her sleeve. Big Sister Peace reluctantly turned to look. What do you want? I just missed you. My gaze traced her delicate face. I reached to tuck a strand of hair behind her ear. Big Sister, long time no see. My eyes were too intense. Memory Peace's cheeks flushed, uncomfortably stepping back, aggravating her injury. She hissed in pain. I looked at her ankle. Indeed, it was red and swollen. Sighing softly, I crouched before her, saying, "Let me carry you." Memory Peace tried to refuse. "No need to trouble you." I grabbed her slender wrist, lowering my voice, for the first time using a tone that brooked no refusal. "I'm taking you home." Memory Peace was much thinner than before, light as a cloud that could vanish anytime. Her soft body pressed against my back. Her braid came loose. Her dark hair spilled down, blown by the night breeze before my eyes. A few strands tickled my nose, itchy and teasing. I caught that familiar scent again. Memory Peace's slender arms wrapped around my neck. Her voice, tinged with sadness, came from behind. "My reputation is so bad. Why do you still come near me? Is what you see always true?" I looked at the road ahead, holding her body steady as it slid. She shifted up slightly, making my heart hold her firm. "Tell me you're not that kind of person." Memory Peace didn't speak, her face buried in my shoulder. The clear stream usually hidden in her eyes overflowed, soaking my shirt at the shoulder. "My father's a gambling addict. I didn't refuse to provide money, but he squandered it all. I desperately took roles to earn, still couldn't fill the hole he made. I wanted to resist. He used my mother to threaten me." Memory Peace choked. "I love my mother most." Her past unraveled. She finally answered my question from years ago. It wasn't that Memory Peace willingly fell, but she had a father unfit to be one, always leeching off her. When he couldn't get money, he even priced his daughter, offering her to the tables of the rich. I escaped them all. Once your father helped me. Once it was you, Memory Peace said softly. You're both good people. My voice caught. Why didn't you tell me then? You wanted to drag you down too. You'd already helped me enough. Her weakness hidden from others had no place to hide now. 2 years ago, Memory Peace poured everything out, drained by her father. Her last bit of value finally saved her mother from suffering. The hardships within couldn't be summed up in a few words. Hearing it, my heart ached dully, regretting I didn't understand her sooner. Couldn't shield her in time. The streets glowed with neon lights. Sycamore leaves fell sparsely on the foreign roads. Passers-by hurried along. I tilted my head. My hair brushed Memory Peace's soft cheek. You still have me, I said earnestly. You can try relying on me. Memory Peace didn't reply, reaching a residential building. She patted my shoulder. Come up for tea. I carried her up the stairs. Her mother opened the door, still moving with difficulty. Looking at me warily, Peace stepped out from behind me. Introducing, this is my friend. Her mother relaxed, inviting me in, bringing out a pot of hot tea, kindly chatting about family matters. Hearing about my school, her mother suddenly sighed, her eyes showing regret. Peace was accepted to that school too. Sadly, family issues kept her away. Curious, I asked, was Peace a top student too? She's always been a strong child. Memory Peace rubbing ointment beside us. Cut and don't bring up 800-year-old stories. She never lingered in the past. The weakness briefly shown was tucked away. Memory Peace slipped on slippers. Went to the kitchen, saying to me after dinner, go home early. I followed her, taking the ingredients from her hands. Her hand had a small scratch. Best not to get it wet. Let me do it. Your hands smell of ointment, it'll ruin the food's taste. Memory Peace laughed. So picky. I asked if she wanted to return to school. We could be classmates. Memory Peace shook her head. I have new plans for my life. I want to become the screen queen. When she said this, her eyes shone like autumn water, like moonlight. I smiled. You'll succeed, future queen. Can you add my contact back? Unexpectedly, Memory Peace refused. Her sparkling eyes showed a hint of dimness. I said, we're not from the same world. We weren't before. We still aren't now. I didn't understand why she kept avoiding me, using visiting her mother as an excuse. I shamelessly knocked on their door a few times, but unexpectedly found someone lurking downstairs. Her father had squandered the allowance, racked up new debts. The collectors targeted the mother and daughter again. I didn't want her career ruined again. Quietly helped her handle it a few times. But you can't hide fire forever. Memory Peace couldn't bear the harassment. Had to move again. Before leaving, she gave me a bank card. The money you helped pay is all here. I don't want to owe you. I grabbed her shoulders, heart full of panic. Where are you going now? How will I find you? Memory Peace lowered her eyes, silent. Snow fell on her long lashes, her cheeks white as snow. After a long pause, she said, when I break into your world, we'll naturally meet again. Memory Peace earnestly urged, don't waste time looking for me. Do what you need to do. Live the life you deserve. If we meet again, I hope we're both at our peaks. Her words kept me on my destined path. Memory Peace turned like a snowman melting in spring. For years passed quietly. After graduation, I returned to take over the family business. My dad just wanted to dump the work on me, while he enjoyed a leisurely retirement. In my spare time, I flipped through an old essay collection to relax. Opening the book, a postcard fell out. The girl in the picture smiled brightly. The blank page had neat, delicate handwriting. Life surplus. Study hard, improve every day. I stared at the signature, lost in thought. Too much time had passed. Memories seemed to blur. I suddenly panicked. The girl with flowing hair, sobbing behind me years ago. Was she real, or just my dream? Before I could wallow for 2 days, Memory Peace's name suddenly topped hot searches. Thanks to her starring film, sweeping multiple Best Actress awards at international film festivals. She returned home with heavy glory. Her first act was a press conference, publicly revealing the truth behind past slanders, personally sending her gambling father to prison. The film got massive media coverage. Interviews with her were everywhere, with achievements as her shield. Public opinion flipped rapidly. The curses and mockery from years ago now turned to praise and admiration. But the hardships behind the glory, no one cared. I looked at the familiar face on the screen. The youthful glow from before was gone. Her long hair styled in big waves, lips red as fire, her beautiful eyes captivatingly alluring, but her gaze cold as ice. Memory Peace now was a rare figure in global cinema, carving her path forward from an extra to the best leading actress. That journey took her 6 years. Starting over, she stood at the peak again. For 4 years, I followed her words, diligently doing what I needed, from a reckless young master to someone respected in others' eyes. Did this count as fulfilling our deal? So now did I have the right to be impulsive once? To her world to scheme a meeting? The thought sparked in my mind. I couldn't hold back anymore. I quickly called my dad back from his retreat, put him back in the CEO's chair. Work hard a bit. I'm off to do something big. My dad was furious. What's more important than our retirement? I'm going to get you a daughter-in-law. My dad frowned, still thinking of Memory Peace. She might not even look at you now. That's not certain. My dad waved me off. Go throw yourself at her. If you can't marry her, come back to work. I spoke confidently, but inside I had no certainty. It had been too long. I didn't know how to face her. Luckily, opportunity came fast. My friend's entertainment company was preparing a reality show. Female guests were all big stars. Male guests were carefully selected from other industries. My friend called in the middle of the night. The hot trend is finance princes. Aren't they talking about you? Come join a few episodes. Give us some clout. I rubbed sleepy eyes, uninterested. There's Memory Peace among the female guests, such a chance. If you don't want it, you'll still hit hot searches. My friend spared no expense getting a hot queen like her. Surprisingly, Memory Peace really came. I immediately changed my mind. I wanted to dive into showbiz. The filming location was a private manor. Summer sun shining bright, a gentle breeze rustling young leaves. Memory Peace stood under a flowering tree. The wind tousled the hair at her temples. Her eyes sparkled endlessly. The vibrant flowers couldn't match half her elegance. Hearing someone call my name, she turned abruptly. Our eyes met. Sparks flew. I softly said, afraid to break the beautiful dream. Big sister, long time no see. Memory Peace couldn't believe it. Why are you on this show? I didn't want to see her hold hands with another male guest. Memory Peace was stunned. Wanted to speak but stopped. Holding hands successfully comes at a cost. So do you want to give me a chance to bear the consequences? She hesitated. I joined this show truly to find a life partner. Memory Peace looked up at me. But I don't want to choose you. Why say? We're not from the same world. If chased you to your world, where else can you hide? Memory Peace froze, then laughed. She pursed her lips. After years, you're so fierce. Her cold mask came off, her voice like a pout tinged with grievance. I suppressed my heart, taking a step back to advance. It's fine. I don't force others. You can slowly pick a male guest you like. I turned to leave. Since you don't want me anyway, I followed the show's arrangement. In the first episode, guests freely paired up. In the end, a popular actress chose me. Out of courtesy, that evening, I invited her to dinner under the stars. Fine wine, great food, a beauty beside me. But I felt no romance. My eyes kept drifting to Memory Peace. She seemed unbothered by the date. A male guest strummed a guitar singing a love song. She sternly pointed out his English pronunciation was off. Another invited her to swim to cool off, wearing just swim trunks showing off his physique. Only for Memory Peace to say, the dish soap I endorsed cleans grease well. I'll gift you to bottles. I couldn't help it, laughing and shaking my head. After the dates ended, free time began. No cameras. I took a box of handmade chocolates from the afternoon, knocked on Memory Peace's door. She stood at the door glancing at me. Not giving it to your date, why come to me? The girl avoids sugar, can't eat it. Memory Peace was stunned. You're giving me someone else's rejects. I didn't deny it. One gift for a date tomorrow deal. Memory Peace was silent for a few seconds. Snatched the chocolate box. She didn't answer directly, but the next day when another female guest approached me, Memory Peace shoved a riding crop into my hand. No objection, saying come with me. The manor had a wide racetrack. Memory Peace spurred her horse into a gallop, her high ponytail flying in the wind, a fitted red outfit, accentuating her slim waist. I urged my horse riding alongside her. Hooves trampled the green grass, charging into the morning breeze under the sunrise. The crew was left far behind. Only a drone filmed from above. We didn't speak the whole way. The horses slowed. Memory Peace suddenly leaned close, hooked my neck, pulling me off the horse. The drone followed the horses away. I placed a hand behind her head, rolling down a low slope, covered in the scent of grass. One lay atop her, one hand braced on the ground, looking straight at her. Her eyes still held a sheen of tears, cold, captivating, stirring the heart. I held her finger. So, what's your answer? My mother's gravely ill. She doesn't have much time. She worries I'll be alone. I need a temporary boyfriend. Without thinking, I blurted, let's get married then. Peace froze. Lying openly, my family's pushing for marriage. I need a wife too. Silence stretched. I thought I'd be sentenced to death. But Memory Peace nodded. I agree, she whispered in my ear. Your chocolate was sweet. My heart burst like dazzling fireworks. I finally held her waist openly, like a dream. I really married the woman I dreamed of day and night. She was the goddess of many, but only the wife of me, life surplus. Suddenly, just a July couple. Memory Peace and I agreed. The marriage was only for our parents. No need to go public. If one day I had a better choice, should let go to fulfill my wishes. A secret marriage for a year. I was always on edge. Not long ago, her mother passed. My unease peaked. Initially, Memory Peace agreed to marry, only to ease her mother's worries. Now, with that concern gone, did she still want to stay in this marriage fortress? I'd signed countless contracts, played countless business games, never felt such fear of loss. I hugged my pillow, sighing deeply. My dad called from afar, pestering. Too busy to handle. I want to retire. You've married a wife. Why still mess around in showbiz? Knowing I was sent to sleep on the sofa, my dad was angry or useless. Grown up and still playing love warrior games. I irritably moved the phone away. You know a lot of slang, huh? Surfing the net plenty, right? I think your workload's not enough. Stop talking nonsense. Your dad's been through it. Wait, I'll make a move to help. Guaranteed your wife will throw herself into your arms. My dad spoke with certainty, then spread news that our family sought a business marriage. Since the marriage was secret, to outsiders, I was still single. Many business partners offered matches. The news spread fast, soon reaching Memory Peace's ears. I rushed to explain to her, but on the nightstand I saw a signed divorce agreement. I felt like falling into an icy pit. Son, how's the effect? Is your wife jealous, claiming you? No, Peace wants to divorce me, all because of your lousy idea. No wonder mom scolds you. I hung up. I stubbed out my cigarette. I couldn't sit and wait for death. I steeled myself to wait at the film set. When Memory Peace finished, I took her away. The rumors are fake. No such thing. My dad spread false news on purpose. Memory Peace looked weary, full of exhaustion. Your parents don't like me, that's old news. They stopped objecting long ago. Memory Peace looked out the window, her expression unreadable. You finding a well-matched wife is a good choice. I stepped in front of her, turning her shoulders. What are you trying to say? Memory Peace held the divorce agreement from the nightstand. After my mother passed, I should have given this to you. The paper hit like a heavy hammer, dazing me. Was it really over? Memory Peace's expression cleared. She raised her hand, tearing the agreement before me. But I changed my mind. She smiled at me, her eyes shimmering with tears. Looking closer, full of sorrow. Life surplus, I don't want to divorce you. I don't want to set you free. I don't want to let go. I just want to keep you. But I know I might not be worthy. My emotions rode a roller coaster. I didn't understand her meaning. Peace, what are you playing at? All these years. I was the one looking up, chasing in every time and place, where she saw and didn't see, silently aching alone. Yet she said she wasn't worthy of me. Memory Peace looked up, her eyes tracing my features. Remember our first meeting? You charged in like a madman, like a naive domineering fool. I worried you'd ruin the event, afraid you'd get scolded at home. Didn't expect your dad wasn't mad. Later he even funded resources for me. He told me, little girl, act well. Don't ruin your image. Pray my son gains a few more points. Don't let him be last anymore. At that, Memory Peace laughed. Your dad's interesting. Not praying to the Bodhisattva but to me. I sheepishly touched my nose, revealing my old deal with my dad. If I hadn't met you, I'd probably still be a playboy. Memory Peace shook her head. Your parents are harmonious. Your family is well off. A child raised with full love won't go astray. She sighed, but indifferent. No matter how I try to escape the mud, I can't wash off the stains. I climbed desperately, just to escape that old nightmare. Only by standing high enough did I dare reach out to touch your pure kind world. I suddenly understood. The so-called different worlds was just a gap in our hearts. Memory Peace raised her hand, her fingers gently lifting my chin. Life surplus, you know. Sometimes you're foolishly rich. Looking so pure and naive, it's infuriating. If I were a bit scheming, you'd be stripped clean, drained dry. Nothing left. Her soft fingertips brushed my chin, tickling like a kitten's claws. I lowered my eyes to her. So why didn't you devour me? Memory Peace clenched her hand, her nails lightly scratching me because I have a conscience. Countless times I pushed you away, gave you chances to escape, but you kept showing up before me. From when she was 18, I chased her to 26. Time and again parting and reuniting. So troublesome. Memory Peace stood on tiptoe, her red lips parted, lightly biting the corner of my mouth. Her pink lipstick carried a sweet scent. She narrowed her eyes, teasingly looking at me. Little brother, you walked into this yourself. Don't blame me for not being polite. I humbly asked, what will you do to me, big sister? Memory Peace curved her lips in a smile, raised her hand, tugging my tie, wrapping it around her hand, pulling me close. Her lips brushed mine, kissing lightly. I want to tame you too. I laughed, wrapping my arms around her soft waist. Don't you want a gallant hero on clouds anymore? I still like the clumsy skater you better.